Alright, so time to replace the front oxygen sensor. And let's see, so I just recently made a video about the rear, if you need to see that one too. I did the rear because I was getting a code. Forgot which code it was. Maybe I'll put it in the description or something. But it was saying the code was like stuck oxygen sensor, something like that. But I was only getting it every once in a while. It wasn't on all the time. The check engine light would just come on like once a week or randomly. I went ahead and did the rear sensor. And now the check engine light still hasn't been on, but I've still only been getting about 31 miles per gallon at 75 miles per hour. So this front oxygen sensor might be why. Got around, somewhere around 85,000 miles. Should do your sensors every 60 to 100,000, even if the check engine light's not on. Engine also surges when it's cold, so if this fixes the problem, I'll make a video about that. But I'm not sure if I showed these part numbers in the last video. I don't think I did. From rockauto.com. So 16736, that would be your rear or downstream Bosch oxygen sensor. Bosch is the brand that this car uses from OEM, but if you use rockauto.com, you'll get it at a very low price. 16737. That's going to be your front or upstream oxygen sensor. If you're doing this on an OEM car that doesn't have this ZZP intercooler pipe, it's going to be a little easier. This pipe kind of gets in the way. Let me show you, because there's a part on mine that's broken off that's supposed to clip on, but I'll show you what it looks like here on this new sensor I'm about to put in. Okay, so that piece right there where my thumb is, see, that's supposed to clip in on, it's supposed to clip in like this way onto this, I forget if that's called like a coolant outlet manifold or water outlet manifold, that plastic manifold that all your coolant hoses connect to. It's supposed to connect on the side. Mine broke off a while ago, plus the intercooler pipe's in the way anyways. So my sensor usually just kind of hangs out in this area, and it's fine. It's not going to go anywhere. But in order to give me more access to disconnect the oxygen sensor, what you want to do is unplug your coil pack. So you'll take a flathead screwdriver and you'll pry back this orange tab. And then if you don't have enough strength in your fingers, it takes a lot of squeezing power, then you might want to take a pair of pliers and squeeze it. Just be careful not to squeeze it too hard. You don't want to break the plastic. Squeeze it and then pull this off of here. You have to squeeze this enough so that it lifts up enough to clear this big old hump right here on the coil pack, and then it'll come off, and then you can slide it back off of there. And I also, just so I can move these wiring harnesses around, unplug the map / boost sensor. So you just squeeze the tab and pull it off of there, and now I can move these wires around. All right, so that makes it a little easier to get to this oxygen sensor plug. And this is kind of a pain to get loose. I doubt you'll have enough strength in your fingers to just pull it back. So what you want to do to help yourself out, take a flathead screwdriver and you're going to stick it in here and pull this back. And you want to pull it all the way back until it clicks. But if you still have trouble with it, once you get this pulled out some, then you could take a pair of your pliers again and grab it on the sides and pull some more until you get it pulled out that much. And you should hear like a click. And then once you have it pulled out that far, then you can pull this end of your oxygen sensor out of it. So you have that loose. And then in order to get your wiring harness, if you have an intercooler pipe like I do, aftermarket one, what you have to do is you have to put some pressure on this and pull it back towards the battery, towards the driver's side. That way you can get your oxygen sensor to go down around it, your wiring harness, I mean, to your oxygen sensor, and have it loose. And once you got it loose, you'll want to put like a cloth around your intercooler pipe so you don't damage it. And then in order to get your oxygen sensor adapter on here, this wiring harness, it's easy to get this. There's this groove, this cutout in the oxygen sensor adapter. It's easy to get it to slip over this wire pretty much anywhere along here because the wire is pretty narrow, but then it gets a little bit wider, a little bit thicker right here towards this end of the plug. But you can get it to go on there. You just got to use a little pressure, a little force to get it to really go up on there. And you got to get it in this area in order for this to line up all the way over the oxygen sensor. Otherwise, you're going to be like back here and not able to get it on all the way. So what I did is I kind of, see if I can get this off to show you. What I did is I kind of like slipped the wire on like here around this this part of it, and then after I did that, I kind of worked the sensor, the adapter on there. See if I can show this one-handed or not. I'm gonna slip it on here if I can. Yeah, there we go. And then I know it's kind of hard to see with my hand in the way, but I think you get the idea. So, and then on the end of it, I couldn't fit my torque wrench because I have a 1/2 inch drive torque wrench and I had to put a 3/8 inch driver on it. So I just use a 3/8 inch extension bar and it fits in there a lot easier. I didn't really try forcing this in there. I might try it at the end to torque it down. If I can't get it in there, then I'll just kind of go by feel. But you're supposed to torque it down to 30 foot-pounds, just like the rear oxygen sensor. Oh, another tip is you don't want to do this on a hot engine because you could burn yourself. And you don't want to do it on a completely cold engine either. So it's in the 60s outside. And what I did is I let the engine run for about 2 or 3 minutes and then turned it off. And then with my infrared thermometer, I mean, this whole like turbo exhaust manifold area was about 250, 300 degrees. But this end of the oxygen sensor was around 100 degrees. And this broke loose way easier than the rear O2 sensor. I guess because of that metal being hotter than this one, maybe that metal expanded around the oxygen sensor a little bit, so that might have made it easier. A lot easier than breaking loose the rear one. So, and then the other thing is, disconnect your battery cable, your negative cable, for about 10 minutes, I guess. I think I use 10 millimeter. Where'd I put it? Oh yeah. 10 millimeter for your negative battery cable. If your check engine light's on, that'll reset it. My check engine light's not on, but I want to reset the ECU or PCM to hopefully reset my like running rich, running lean, whatever's causing me to eat gas. Eventually, it would probably correct itself. Eventually, your check engine light would probably turn off, but you'd have to do a lot of driving for it to relearn by itself. Resetting it with the battery cable just makes it relearn a lot faster.